Hi guys, how you doing? This is another video I'm making because, as you guys know, always when I discover something from something, then I'm gonna make a video about it and explain actually how futuristic we are actually already. So I was explaining, I think the last video I did was according to how a computer technology sonography works on a human body, and about image quality and characteristics, how you can transform that concept and that theory out of the medical field into the psychological field of a human being and his environment, etc. So I figured more and more out that if you come on a level of understanding, you're capable of transforming a theory or a concept or a method that works perfect in one field. You can take out that theory and put it in another field, and it has the same similarities. And this is what really, I get more and more into it, and I understand things much more deeper, that you can really see similarities between different fields. It's like there are different fields, and if you can take out a theory from one field and put it in a total different field, but it has the same similarities how it works. And another thing what I came onto is, we always have this question is, can we create a machine that functions like a human being? That's always one of the ultimate questions. If we can create a technique, a method, a device, a robot, or whatever that functions like a human, that operates and functions like a human. So we always ask the same question. And then more and more I figured out that we have to actually change the question in another way to make things more understandable. That is, can we create a human that functions like a machine, like a technology, like a robot, like then you see more clearly, and I would say more clearly how a human being actually functions. So let me say that again. We always have this ultimate question, can we create a device? And we do. We have it. Smartphone, computer, laptops, computer sonography, what I was talking about last time. When we understand, let me go back to it. Our ultimate question is always, can we create machines, technologies, devices that functions like a human being? Meaning, is there can we create something, a replication, similarities how the human functions in the psychological field, in the physical field? But I figured out, if you ask that question the other way around, which is, can we create a human being that has similarities with technology, similarities with machines, similarities with technologies? And if you and this is awesome. It opens up much more and easily, and it unlocks more and easily the understanding level how we human beings functions in a psychological way, and psychological field, and in a physical field. So as you guys know, I'm my field's jumping from field to another field, because I figured out as more I jump to different fields, as bigger my network goes, and I find in all those different fields always one similarities to one each other. And there's, so I was, I got it right here. I write down my notes so I can look it up, and as you guys see. So I was, I understood Einstein's explanation of gravity, and I watched a physicist how he was explaining how gravity works. So gravity works like this. So what we're talking about now is, I'm talking now, remember I was saying in the beginning, different fields and seeing similarities. So this is now in a science physics world about space and gravity. So it's according to that field. So explanation of the gravity in this field, that matter bends space. When you put a mass in a place of space, it warps space-time. And if you put another mass in that space, those both matter attract each other because they both feel that warped space together. So that's how gravity works. So if you put an object, a mass, into space, it creates this curved space in that space-time. If you put another object, a mass, in it, they both feeling attracted to each other, that warped space curve in gravity. So they attracted to each other. So that's how gravity works, right? So when you put gravity, when you put a mass in the space, it creates this hole, and gravity and the mass bends space in time. If you put another matter into it, they attract to each other, and because they feel the space-time energy that goes together. So let me read what he's saying is that gravity works like this, that matter bends space. So you put mass in a place of space, it warps the space-times. Now when you put another object also in that space, that mass, they feel attracted to each other because of this gravity. So I was observing how gravity works, and then I was thinking about, okay, this is Einstein's explanation of gravity, how gravity works. And when I understood the theory of gravity, I understood in an instant how reality works. This is what I'm trying to explain you. So gravity is the process, how it works in the physical world, in physics, in science, in space, time. How gravity works in space, time, right? In the universe. So I understood now how gravity works in space, time, and I was thinking about, so when this is the theory of gravity, then in an instant I jump to reality. And reality is actually, so to speak, in the beginning, a different field, right? So I was looking if there is a similarity between gravity and reality. So my explanation now about that there is the same theory that exists, the same theory of gravity exists also in our reality psychological field in a human being. That is, that my explanation of reality is that I see the similarity in gravity in our reality psychological field. So your body is the mass, right? You are in space. This is all space. You are space. This is all space, right? Space and time. So your body is mass, and matter is information. So we get all the time information through television. Most of the time it's the television, the TV. So that is information. That is the matter. And in gravity theory, it says that matter bends space, right? So in my explanation of reality, it has the same similarity. Information is the matter, and it bends your movement, your body. Your reality. Your reality is space. This is all space. Your reality is space. And information, where you got it either through television, radio, it bends your reality. And you are the mass in reality. Reality is space. So this is really astonishing, is that it makes so much sense if you understand the theory from Einstein, the explanation of gravity. I figured out that there's exact the same theory in our psychological field in a human being in reality. If you work for NASA, astronauts and all that stuff, their reality is space. So they work in space in a universe. But in a psychological field in a human being, the space is translated, I translated in reality. Your reality is your space-time. So in NASA and the universe out there in space and time, they say matter bends space. So matter is an object, and an object is information. So information bends you. It bends your reality, that you have a totally different reality. So information bends your reality, and the reality is space. And you are the mass. Your body is your mass, right here walking, and your reality is space. So information can influence your reality. It bends you. It's the force to bend you according to your reality, to do this, that, to react to this. And that's really, really interesting. Now, if you have another person sitting here and he gets the same information from the television, from the radio, he's a mass and I'm a mass. And if we get this information from the television, from the radio, from the internet, whatever, it bends both our reality according to that information. So we both feel attracted to each another, both masses, according to this information. It bended us. What you have to understand is that if you go, you have to learn to translate technology, science into psychological. And if you understand that, then you know much more how we function, how human beings function in the psychological field. So if you understand the theory of gravity, that matter bends space, then you understand my theory, the explanation of reality. Reality and gravity is the same thing, but in different fields. Information in space-time, NASA, science world, and physics world, they say gravity is that matter bends space. Now I translate that in a psychological field as a human being, and I see the similarity is that reality is your space. You walk in a new reality. And information is matter. So information comes to you through television, news, etc. And it's bending your reality. So according to that information, it bends a new reality out of it. I hope you get that. It's really, it's actually, you can understand everything so easy if you know how to do it. But I think if I say how, then people expect there is a method, a technique, or a practicing to understand it. But there isn't. It's like very sensible, very sensitive observation in seeing things in things and see the similarities. The equation, the equality equation. So, but the first, what I can say is what makes things easier to understand is because we are always conditioned and focused on to ask the same question from one side, which is, can we create machines and technologies and devices they are function like a human functions? But I think if you change that question the other way around, approach it the other way around, can we create a human being that functions like a machine, like a technology device, etc.? Then you see much, much brighter, much, much clearer how we function. Yeah, okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me just make it again more clear. So science and physics is all about, most of the time, about space in the universe, how that works, you know, matter, gravity, electromagnetism, magnetism, electro, radio waves, light waves, etc. Everything in space and time. So they use gravity, and I use reality. And I see similarities between gravity and reality. Because in gravity theory, it says that matter bends space. And that's true. It's the same thing that information, if I translate that in a psychological field as a human being, in our human being fields, in the psychological field, is that information is matter. Information bends you. You are the mass. That's mass, and your reality is in here. It's your reality. So information bends your reality, is space. Alright, I hope you guys understand that. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.